I'm not sure. Can I ask you, how are you doing? You good? Everybody up there, you're all right? Good. Over there, you're okay? Fantastic. Well, this is the Nikki Clarke Show live at Woodbine Mall. We are here inside the cool temperature. Isn't it hot outside? How hot is it? It is so hot. It is so hot. I didn't know asphalt became liquid state. I saw that today. You know, I was in Jamaica last week. Anybody been to Jamaica or like Jamaica or know about Jamaica? Make some noise. Yeah, I was there. I got back Saturday. I was there for a week. My parents celebrated their 50th anniversary. 50 years with the same person. Yeah, that's a blessing. So they renewed their wedding vows, which I thought was very beautiful. So we were there to support and celebrate them. But yeah, it was so hot. It was incredibly hot. The day I was packing up to come back, I was putting my clothes together in my luggage, and this lizard jumped out. I shrieked, like I fell back. I was like, whoa. And the lizard turned around and it said, "Don't worry yourself. I can give you a great rate on car insurance." But I digress. We have a great show for you tonight. We've got amazing people with great inspirational messages, and we also have karaoke. We've got all kinds of beautiful things, so it's great vibes, great people here, the Nikki Clarke Show, about transforming lives one story at a time. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show live at Woodbine Mall. And sitting beside me is a mom of 5 children. 5 children. She's newly married, and she has an incredible passion to help adults suffering from child trauma and addiction. And she's the founder of I Choose. Please welcome Charmaine Saucedo to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, second time around.
I know, it's so great to be here, Nikki.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again.
It's great to see you.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
Last time I saw you was at my wedding.
Yeah. So how's it going, newlywed?
It's amazing.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm like a little girl all over again. Yeah.
That's a wonderful feeling.
It is. It is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll talk about that after. I'd like to
Okay,
know more
sounds
about
good.
your personal business. But I wanted to find out, you've got some great stuff that's going on right now in terms of just spreading awareness of what you do. So let's talk about some of the benefits of educating parents about abuse prevention and awareness with children early. And we'll talk about why that's such a passion for you.
Yeah, well, first off, thank you. I really acknowledge your support and having me be here because it's not an easy topic.
No, it's not.
To actually be with. And I help parents get themselves educated on how to speak to their children early about abuse prevention. It's very, very important to get on top of this as parents because the benefits are abuse can happen 93% with those that we trust. And when a child as young as 3 years old is with someone that they're supposed to trust, don't know the signs. What is good touching, bad touching, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. It's really, really important for our parents to understand what the signs are to look for, how to educate your child as young as 5 years old appropriately, and not be afraid of the word abuse, to embrace it in a responsible manner and a way that we can really start to see a decline in this.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what are the different types of abuse?
Well, the leading abuse seen in young families today is domestic violence, and then there's neglect. We don't realize as parents because we're so busy. We're so, just a lot of stuff is happening out there, technology. Neglect is a form of abuse, and then there's physical, mental, and sexual abuse.
Okay. When I was an educator, there were scenarios where we had to really be sensitive between the line of neglect and poverty. There sometimes it gets blurred, but not having the means doesn't necessarily mean that you're neglecting. You just don't have it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's up to us as community workers to reach out to families like that.
Yeah.
I think the real big missing out there in our community is it's leaving it up. It's leaving it up to the families, up to the youth and teenagers to reach out.
Right.
Where the gap there is stigma. And stigma is really, really the block that's keeping people reaching out. So it's really important for us, I feel, as community workers, to reach into homes and let us help break down that stigma so that we can handle situations like this.
Right, to break the cycle, definitely. I know this is very sensitive, but would you share a little bit about your story with us, as much as you'd like to disclose?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my story's been documented. It's been written in a book called Unlock the Door, and it has been on documentary film. And actually, I'll leave some postcards that you can see some of my work and my story. But I was brought up in an environment of child abuse, sexual from 3 men in my family, and physical abuse. And it's something that I've had to do a lot of work on myself because I've lived that vicious cycle of attracting unhealthy relationships. Yeah. And it took a lot of courage to be able to tell what was happening. And I am someone that has disclosed my story, has charged one of my offenders, and continue to do the work to help others break that silence and crush that stigma. Because so many people in different diversities, different homes, really live with this dark secret. And it's my story helping someone else break their silence.
Fantastic. Well, can we just, for having the courage to do that and stepping out, because like you said, there is a stigma, and traditionally, what is the reaction to people when they hear the word abuse?
Well, first off, I actually go door to door. I go door to door and ask if parents are interested in abuse prevention education workshops, and I have both really great reaction and I have reactions, well, like, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to teach my children about abuse young? So it's a different way to think, but it's a new way. And kids today are really ready to listen, to learn, and to act. They're not like in our generations and so forth. So they're ready. I hear that from the experts I work with, like the police services, the child care service, the educators. I hear that our children are ready to hear this information.
Okay, fantastic. Charmaine, where can people find you?
Yeah, people can find me on Facebook at Charmaine Saucedo. I also have I Choose, my organization, which they can see on Facebook page as well, and it's ichoose.wordpress.com. And feel free to come to a table I have here with a lot of great information on abuse prevention and awareness.
Fantastic. And Charmaine was so generous today. She has some giveaways for the audience. You want to tell us what they are?
I do. Oh, my goodness. I have one workshop that I'm starting in the fall for women. And it's a women's circle, and it's for women who have a history of child abuse and are going through repeated patterns of unhealthy relationships. And so I'm giving away a seat in that workshop.
Fantastic.
And then I'm also giving away an in-home parent workshop on abuse prevention and education. And then also I'm giving away 3 free one-on-one facilitation consulting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Make some noise for Charmaine Saucedo. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're really
a
treasure, and we appreciate everything that you're doing in the community. So
thank you, Nikki.
Thank you. You're amazing.
You.
We'll be right back. Thank you for joining the Nikki Clarke Show live at Woodbine Mall, 500 Rexdale Boulevard in Toronto. And sitting beside me is a real estate professional, and he's also the co-presenter of the 17 biblical principles of success. Please welcome Charles Duncan Waterman to the show.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
what
welcome.
a joy. What an absolute joy to be here this evening.
Oh, thank you. It's my
You look
pleasure.
lovely.
Oh, you look dapper too. I love what you're got together. The ensemble works beautifully for
like
you.
that?
And I
Thank
have to
you.
say, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. I just celebrated my 58th birthday on Sunday, actually.
Wow.
Excited. I'm blessed. I got to tell you something. I'm very blessed.
Wow, you look great.
I know.
What's your secret?
What's my secret?
Yeah.
My secret is employing the 17 biblical principles of
All
success.
right.
That
I
is
like it.
absolutely the only thing that I can say that I'm responsible for is actually exercising these principles.
Okay.
I have nothing to do with it. It's all God.
It is all God. God is the source.
That is the
So
source. God
stay
is the
connected.
source for
Stay
sure.
connected.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how this project came into manifestation.
Well, Nikki, the 17 biblical principles of success stem from an idea that 51 individuals actually, and we had with regards to what are some of the things that we can do to teach the public about going to the source, which is the Bible, to answer a lot of the questions that they might have. People have issues with regards to self-esteem, with regards to integrity, with regards to faithfulness, with regards to trusting God. All of these things, a lot of people know that they exist, but they don't really know where to go to find these things. So the 17 biblical principles, we go through each principle. There are 17 of them, ranging from trusting God, integrity, honesty, confession, repentance, love, humility, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And we just go through 3 individuals speak on each topic. I speak on the topic and the principle of joy. And, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why I'm excited, the reason why I have this joy. The joy that is in me is because of who I am and whose I am. Mm-hmm. And that is the Son of God. So that's really because of this, we collaborated and compiled this 17 biblical principles CD booklet. Essentially, there's a study guide in here as well.
Okay.
That allows you to go through, listen to the CD, go through the principles, and have a discussion with your colleagues, with your church group, with your family, business, that type of thing.
Okay. So why are these principles important?
Well, I tell you something. In today's world, in my business, I'm a realtor here in the greater GTA, and in the real estate business, it is so difficult sometimes to really find someone who you really trust with your largest investment, your money. So whether you're a real estate investor, whether you're a financial planner, anything that really requires integrity and accountability, I believe these principles help to give you that type of substance and help to really give you credibility. Because if the clients that you're working with, if they know that you are a man of integrity and a man who is honest and a man who has trust in God and a man who goes to the source of joy, which is God, for his direction, then I believe that people have a lot more, they're more willing to open up to dealing with you. Would you agree, guys? Would you agree?
Would you agree? Make some noise if you agree.
Yeah,
Okay. You got an amen for that.
absolutely. Thank you.
Now, do you do workshops in the community? Do you go out and speak to people?
Well, absolutely. As a matter of fact, every Friday night at Church of the Messiah down at Avenue Road and DuPont in Toronto, I host a Bible study, which, by the way, I have it streamed live on Facebook and then recorded afterwards. So if you've missed it, and the beautiful thing about Friday night is for people who are not really, they don't go out and party. They're old like me. For people who don't really go out and party and so on, Friday nights is the end of a long week. They just want to come home and sit back and relax. So this has this has really proven, the feedback that we've been getting has really proven to be a good thing. You know, they figure I really love coming home and sitting down and watching you go through each principle. So every week we have a different principle. This Friday night, as a matter of fact, we featured the principle trust in God. So that one we'll embark upon and try to really help people on it. But it's been doing very well, and I invite you guys to tune in every Friday night at 8 p.m. on the Facebook at Charles D. Waterman and join us. And certainly we welcome your comments for sure.
All right, that's fantastic. And I think you've got a treat for us, right? Would you
Well,
like
most
to
definitely.
share
As a
what
matter
that
of
is?
fact, as I said, I speak on the topic of joy, the principle of joy. So I am offering 25 people a CD which has myself and 2 other presenters. We discussed the principle of joy and how we have gone to the source of joy, which is the Bible, to find this principle to guide our lives and to share that joy with you. Because within all of us, we are all pregnant, believe it or not. I don't know if you know that, Nikki.
I had no idea.
You had no idea,
This
did
point
you?
of my life, yeah.
But we are all pregnant. All of us are pregnant. So whatever is inside of us, we need to give birth to, all right? So join me and let me help you give birth to your joy. Enjoy the CD, and if you have any questions or anything like that, please, my card is in there. Give me a shout, and I'll be happy to discuss this with you.
Okay, tell us again, how can people find you if you want to take a look?
Please find me at cdwaterman.com. That is my real estate direction. Charles Loving Ajax is also where you'll find my real estate business, but also the 17 biblical principles of success.org. That is 17 biblical principles of success.org.
Fantastic. All right. Charles Waterman, everybody.
Thank you so much. Don't forget to get your gift, okay?
Thank you. You're amazing.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
You're welcome. We'll be back. All right, thank you for joining the Nikki Clarke Show here live at Woodbine Mall. We have this amazing woman. I've known her for years, and she's just blossomed into the warrior woman that she is. Please welcome author of Becoming Warrior, Belinda Kemshuka Barrocks, to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. I like the locks.
I'm hot.
Yeah.
In the locks, but
Well,
I'm
well
doing
you are
great.
hot. That is true. That is a
About
true
40.
statement.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure. And it's a second time for you too.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
It's amazing the journey that we take. To look back,
Definitely.
it's like, wow.
Yeah.
All that hard work and blood, sweat, and tears, it paid off, huh?
Sleepless nights.
Sleepless nights. Yeah, being an
Still.
entrepreneur.
That's right. And a mother.
From the outside in, not so glamorous, but you get it done.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about your background leading up to what you're doing today.
Well, let's see. 16 years ago, I was handed a camera and asked to go shoot a wedding with only a piece of paper and a little bit of instructions as to what to do when it came to lighting. I was nervous, obviously.
You're self-taught, right?
Self-taught.
Yeah.
But I had a mentor,
Okay.
and he saw it in me. He saw something I didn't see. I went to the wedding. I had a great time. I was one of the family members. I forgot who I was. I took pictures in film. So you know what that means. I had to wait like 2 weeks for the images to come back. And of course, they came back, and there were some blurry shots, but overall, I did a good job. Fell in love with the camera. Just fell in love with photography and started shooting, teaching myself, and just placing myself in different places where it came to learning different types of photography. And 16 years later, I'm an award-winning photographer.
Right. Amazing.
It definitely gave me the foundation for where I am today. So it opened up my heart to realize the passion I had for people, I never knew how much passion I had for people in general. And 16 years later, for the past 6 years, I've built my career as a speaker, a public speaker, and as a life coach, and that's where it took me. So you just never know where you start and where you end.
You never know.
It's all purpose.
No, I hear that completely because I started as a teacher. Yeah, 10 years teaching college, and all of a sudden, I'm at Woodbine Mall interviewing Kamshuka. Amazing.
It's amazing.
So it's amazing how your divine purpose comes into being.
Yes.
And it's all about the appointed time,
And
right?
you cannot run away from purpose.
You can't. It'll catch up to you one way or the
Always.
other. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your story. A child in Uganda. That's where you were born.
That's right.
And again, very heart-wrenching, but I think it's important to share with us because it makes you who you are,
It
doesn't
does. It is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm born to a Ugandan father from East Africa, and my mother is an Anglo-Indian, which is a mix of Portuguese and Indian, and I gotta always say it like that because it's like fruit punch and everything in one. And it just so happened that during that time, the Ugandan Civil War was just beginning, born in 1980. You all are calculating how old I am now. And by 1984, the Civil War had taken its absolute worst turn. My mom, being a foreigner, was allowed to leave the country, and we, my father, myself, and my brother, being Ugandan passport holders, stayed behind. The whole idea was for her to leave and be able to come back or get us out, to send us visas to go where she was. And I remember standing at the window and saying goodbye. Of course, I'm 4 years old, but
That's
before,
painful. Very painful to leave,
And-
separate
and-
from your mom.
Absolutely, and you don't forget something like that. What made it more painful was before she left, she gave me a little lesson in housekeeping and taught me how to make pancakes and told me I got to take care of my brother and my mom and my dad. And so I don't forget those kind of, those moments that never left me. And as she left, it got really bad. And I basically write about the 3 days and 3 nights that we were stuck in what is the size of your washroom closet, your walk-in closet, which was a washroom barricaded with mattress so the bullets wouldn't come through. But everybody on my street was dead. So the military and the soldiers walked through the street as they did every day, every night, and viciously killed everyone.
What were they looking for?
At that, I think because of how far it had gone, they weren't looking for anything except just the fun of killing people and just hearing the cries and women and children screaming, and those are the sounds of war. For 3 days and 3 nights, we were in that room with no food and just really had to be silent. So a 4-year-old, I knew what was going on, so I could be silent, but my brother was 2 years old, so I tried to keep a 2-year-old quiet.
Yeah.
And my dad had just become a Christian, so all he had known was Psalms 91. And if you know Psalms 91, it's the one that tells you and shows you what protection even means.
Amen.
And so all he said was the angels are camped around that room. And every time I asked him if we were going to die, it was, no, you're not going to die. You're going to live and be great. And so those are the words I heard. But after 3 days and 3 nights, we did come out. It was quiet. We came out. And I remember looking out the window and seeing the bullet holes and dead people, the soil, the rich African soil risen up. And that was my experience at 4 years old and the memories I have lived with into my teenage years and adult life. I never left those moments with any scratch. Like, we never were harmed, not one scratch on our bodies because we were protected. But I did leave with a lot of emotional, mental scars that nobody can see, but those things that started to take a hold of me and define who I was. And that's my story.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's powerful. So you are more than a conqueror, you are a warrior.
Absolutely, absolutely, because I completely believe that every one of us have gone through something. My story is unique in its sense, and so is yours. But when we realize that we're fighters from the beginning, you know, from the time the baby is in the mother's womb and ready to be birthed, you're struggling to come out, you know, there's a struggle, and that's what life is like on this planet. And we are warriors because we are conquerors, and as long as we realize that we have victory, we will not see ourselves as a victim forever.
Absolutely. All right. So this book then, when was it birthed?
It's, you know, it's been in me for such a long time, and I like that your previous guest talked about the birth. It was inside of me, just not ready to be born yet. So I've been collecting the stories of my memories, and I've been putting the pieces together in journaling. And every time I thought it was time, it wasn't time. I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready to deliver it the way I was supposed to. And I finally had the pleasure of having those long nights and those painful moments and being able to birth this book in August that just passed.
Congratulations. And I love how God works by delivering the book today.
Oh, okay, that's absolutely fine.
Hours before the show.
That's right. I launched my book 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and I ran out of all my books.
Look at that.
And I started to panic because I have a book signing coming up on Saturday, and you know, I'm thinking, oh, I need to get these books here. And at 4 p.m. today, never been so happy to see the UPS guy.
That's fantastic. Well, this is my signed copy.
That's your copy.
I am so privileged to have this,
you.
and I can't wait to read the book and share this with other people who are warriors in their own right. And where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook. I have 2 pages, a business page, Cam Shuka. My personal page is fairly new. It's Belinda Cam Shuka Barrocks. But if you just Googled Cam Shuka, trust me, you'll find me somewhere.
What does Cam Shuka mean?
Cam Shuka means something as small as the stars in the sky having a great impact on the surrounding of where it is. And I had to go back because that was the name given to me at birth, and for years I hated the sound of it. Kids made fun of it. They said "cum sugar," made no sense to me. and I remember when I was looking for the name of my brand, and Camp Shuka, it just kind of came to me, and I said, okay, I got to find out what it meant. So of course that's what I strive to be in our communities,
Awesome.
bringing impact and change.
Okay. Well, you've got some of your fan base here.
I do.
Want to acknowledge who they are?
I do, absolutely. Well, first of all, my husband's here, right?
All right. That's Sheldon.
Hi. Sheldon. And my 2 older kids. I'm a mom of 4, and I have my 2 older kids, my 13-year-old Matthias and my 11-year-old Hope Alexis.
Fantastic. All right. Belinda, congratulations again. It's such a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Belinda Barrocks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back. All right. Thank you for joining us here, the Nikki Clarke Show, live at Woodbine Mall, 500 Rexdale Boulevard in Toronto. And sitting beside me is author and entrepreneur. He is the author of Fighting Fear and Doing Discipline, Achieve Success by Conquering Fear and Mastering Self-Discipline. Keith Hill Jr., welcome him to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Yeah. It's a great time, great place.
And it's a great atmosphere.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's amazing how we were connected because you came to support someone else a few weeks back.
Exactly.
They were on the show as guests, and you came to just make sure that they were supported.
Exactly.
And then an opportunity came for you to come and show your talent.
Exactly.
And then you dropped some knowledge on us. You did you did spoken word, and everyone was just, their jaws dropped at just what you can do. It's amazing. And now, full circle, you're here on the show to talk about your book.
And that experience was in part to support my editor, who was actually the person that you were interviewing. And secondly, with regards to me doing the performance, it was to exemplify what it is that I write about in the book,
Okay.
which is just having the courage to do things that you know. I don't know how to put it necessarily as far as what those things may be, but when you have that jittery kind of feeling and you want to do something, how to overcome that,
Okay.
how to overcome that fear.
So, once you can jump over fear, then there's freedom.
Absolutely.
But people get stuck at fear.
Absolutely.
So how do you jump over that? How do you get through it?
Well, there's many ways. It depends on what degree of fear you have. It depends on what the fear is pertaining to. But it's, as they say, if you conquer anything in your mind, then you could conquer anything in real life. So ultimately, whatever it is that you do to conquer it, because there's many different facets, it's all internally as far as through your mind. So, I mean, there's several ways. Like one of my favorite ways is to face the fear, feel the fear, and do it anyways. So that's simply, as a perfect example, when I was at your show, and I wanted to do the performance, but I was feeling the jitters.
Were you holding back?
I was holding back. That's why I commend all the people who went out and did their karaoke.
Yeah,
Because,
we commend them.
yeah,
It takes
absolutely.
courage.
It
Yeah.
takes courage. But I mean, you have to have that level of confidence, and you have to be able to say, what's the worst case scenario, and even see yourself through it and see yourself past it. So to feel the fear and do it anyways is one of the ways in which you could overcome it.
Okay. Now, where does the discipline come in?
Well, oftentimes you could have courageousness. You could feel like you're confident and capable of doing something, but if you don't have the discipline to make sure you do it correctly, or to just see your way all the way through, then it's almost like you fall short. So you could just say, you could be courageous enough to drive a car, but if you don't have the discipline to learn how to drive it correctly, then you're only halfway there. So it's like the courage is just to start you off, but the discipline is to actually get you across the finish line.
Awesome. I like that. Yeah. Now, you make it very clear that you are a man of God. Describe what that is and what those qualities are for you.
Well, first and foremost, being a man of God is what led me to actually write this, because as a man of God, we're called to be the better version of ourselves, which is just ultimately not to seek out to be perfect, but to seek to grow. So it was my attempt to grow that led me to do the research, and I found that being courageous and discipline are areas in which, as a man of God, you're called to be, but it applies to other areas in life. So it was like a universal truth that if you want to achieve success in your walk with God, then these are two areas that you should focus on. But as a universal truth, it also applies to other areas of life, whether it be relationship, entrepreneurship, school, or anything in between.
They're all interconnected.
They're all interconnected.
Okay. Now, how have you been transformed by writing this book?
By being able to be here. No, I mean, ultimately, it's transformed in opportunities such as this, because at the end of the day, having the courage to sit in front of a crowd, having the courage to speak or present, as you said, my spoken word piece in front of a crowd, it just opens doors. And those doors of opportunity, those doors of growth is the ways in which it has benefited me. But again, when it comes to just opening the doors, that's one thing. But when you have the discipline, you are able to capitalize what it is that you find once you cross through and enter through those doors.
Absolutely.
So, sorry, go ahead.
That makes perfect sense. And I'd like you to do something for us. Could you just quickly freestyle for us? Like you did?
Like I could say no after all that courage talk.
So there you go. You're put to the test.
So just right here, right now?
Right here, right now.
Well, it's
in front of
long.
all these nice people.
It's long, so I'll just do a portion of it.
Sure.
It goes, hypocrisy and religiosity is what they thought was taught to me. But hip-hop was to me what God was supposed to be. Now that's true irony. You see, I used to love her, hip-hop, with all my heart. Matter of fact, I still hurt. But pain after separation is common. So I stay calm and I remain strong and I focus on my true love, who is more than what I dreamed of. That's just a little piece right there.
All right. I like that.
Thank you so much.
Someone came with you today. Is she a love?
Is she in love?
Is she a love?
Yeah, I would
Yeah?
say so.
Yeah?
Yeah. And that's my mom right there.
Hi, Mom.
I'm sure that's who you were referring to.
Okay, we won't go any further. It's great to have you here. Thank you. So tell us about the book. It's a great success on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
What number is it?
It hit, well, right now, I don't even know where we are now. I stopped following it, but we did hit the #1 spot, which was a huge accomplishment. And you could clap for that. I said number one.
Don't hold back.
I said #1. That's a big accomplishment.
That's big.
And ultimately, and that was in the first week. And I did my best to just reach out to people ultimately, such as yourself and other people in my circumference, and just ultimately explain what it is that I have, and people gravitated towards it. So that's why I was able to do that. And now I'm just trying to find ways to just speak to youth in particular, and entrepreneurs secondly. And I know that may not sound like they mix, but the reason why I focus on those two groups is because what I found is that as young people, they're constantly looking to see what's next. They're just trying to find themselves, find opportunity, find their way through school. They're constantly trying to find what's next. And the same thing with an entrepreneur. She's constantly trying to find what's next. So the book refers that kind of thinking in terms of what's next and how you could accomplish what's next and how you could go through barriers and overcome, whether the barrier is a self-inflicted barrier, because oftentimes the things that hold us back are within ourselves, not externally.
Yeah, we can sabotage our own success.
Exactly,
Yeah.
self-sabotaging. So I'm focusing on those two groups and trying to reach out to areas in which I could speak to those two demographics.
Fantastic. All right. And where can people find you?
Real simply, KeithHillJr.com. That's KeithHillJr.com. And on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything is there.
Okay. Keith Hill Jr., everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for freestyling for us. We'll be back.
All right, thank you for joining us here at the Nikki Clarke Show. We have the founder of A Child's Voice here with us. Please welcome Roslyn Yearwood to the show. Look at you all nice and sun-kissed.
Yes. Yep.
Where did you go?
We went to the Turks and Caicos.
Ooh,
And
very
we had
nice.
4 kids with us.
4 kids. How old?
We had a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 3-month-old. And we got along
That's
famously.
some party you
Oh,
had.
yeah, it was. It was.
For 1 week?
7 days.
7
yeah.
days. Nice, nice. So what happens in the Turks and Caicos days in Turks and Caicos, right?
Well, we did a lot of dishwashing and a lot of cooking and a lot of eating.
And a lot of eating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best part of going on holiday. So tell me a little bit about
About me?
about you. Yeah, the founder of A Child's Voice. How did A Child's Voice come into being?
I started 21 years ago. I was, little background, I was the type of child who never wanted to do anything. I was born in New York City. Mother is Canadian, born in Montreal. Father was born in the States.
Montreal.
Yep.
Great city.
Lived in Montreal for a couple of years, went back home to New York, came back to Montreal when I was 14, and stayed there. Been married 47 years. Same person.
Why did you put your gun to your head like that? That wasn't very nice.
He says it. 47 years is equivalent to 2 life sentences in jail.
What's your husband's name?
Tony.
Tony. Welcome, Tony.
I have 2 children, 3 grandchildren.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think of all the stuff I took. This is for the ladies who don't think they can educate themselves. It took me 13 years to get my degree from Concordia University. I had to raise a husband, 2 children, and a dog.
But you did it.
But I did it, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what was your degree in?
Sociology and anthropology. And library studies. And then I took some courses when I came here in nonprofit. But I started A Child's Voice 21 years ago, not really knowing what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to help children. because there were a lot of children that were falling through the cracks, and they really just needed a helping hand. So I, not knowing what I was doing, I found a lawyer thinking that they would do it for free. No. I think my husband still thinks he owns it because he gave me my first $100 to start paying for it. But I'll tell you a little bit about what we do. A Child's Voice Foundation helps sick and disadvantaged children. And we do it 2 ways. We do it through one program is Kids Lifeline, where we help families who are financially strapped to buy special shoes for children, special medication, small medical appliances, things that the government won't pay for. And that's getting bigger and
pricey.
bigger. Yes, yeah. We say it's the kids who are falling between the cracks. Our second program is Angel Hair for Kids. I don't know if anybody's heard about that, but we provide wigs and hair prosthesis for children who've lost their hair due to any medical reason. And it's free for the children, and we work with them up to the age of 19. That program is our signature program, and all we ask people to do, open your heart and donate 12 inches of your hair.
Okay, anybody willing to do that?
Well,
Yeah, I think so.
For those who don't have hair, we do take money.
Okay.
So
Fair trade.
I just wanted to show you, if I can, the
Yeah.
difference it makes.
Absolutely. Oh, there's a picture of a little girl who's lost her hair, and this was from chemotherapy or
She has alopecia,
alopecia.
and she was getting bullied from a lot of her classmates. And her parents didn't have the funds to buy her a wig. She was wearing her grandmother's wig, and it was
Wow.
quite devastating. And they came to us, and she is now very, very happy. And we will look after her until the age of 19.
Wow. So
And-
she'll get provisions for
Yes,
free for
yes.
19.
She'll get
until she's 19.
a new wig, she gets shampoo and conditioner, and we teach them how to maintain.
Okay, so here's another picture, little girl,
Yes, yeah, she's taking chemo.
chemo. Okay.
It is just totally amazing, the
Amazing.
things that the children say to me. You've given me courage. You've given me back my life. I'm not embarrassed anymore to go out in public. And another thing the Angel Hair program does, the parents. I get parents who come to me with tears in their eyes. They feel so bad that they cannot help their child. Every parent wants to make sure their child has all the necessities of life. And we're here to help. I mean, when I started this, I never thought that 21 years later, I'd still be doing this. But people keep saying it's your passion, and I think it is. I think it is.
But look what you're doing. You describe yourself as a child who wouldn't do anything, and now you're doing so much for so many people.
About 7 years into running the charity, I almost stopped because I just said, I can't do this. I can't do this alone. And I remember this day perfectly. I was driving down the 401 saying, I can't do this anymore. What am I going to do? And I started to cry. So
Yeah.
it makes me cry.
And we get those moments of doubt, like,
You
why
do,
did I
yeah.
do this? I don't know if I signed up for this.
Yeah, I can't do it. And I literally sat there, and I'm not what you call very religious, but I'm spiritual.
Sure.
And I just asked God, if I'm meant to do it, you have to help me. And in walked a gentleman into my life. He happened to be an ex-priest.
Wow.
And Brian worked with me for 19 months. He believed in me. He told me to go with my gut feeling. He showed me how to walk through open doors. And everything was wonderful. And we had lunch one day, 19 months later, and he said, you know what? Now we're going to embark on something new. And unfortunately, he passed away the next day. I was devastated. But Brian gave me he told me what to do. And I totally believe in him. And even today, when I have a problem, I sit down in a chair that I got from Brian, and I ask, what should I do? And the words come to me, and I know what to do. And it's 21 years later, and I'm still here, and we're still working with the kids.
Yeah, beautiful. I believe in angels, I
Yes.
believe angels can be sent to you, and I
Yes.
have an angel in my life, so I totally understand.
Yeah, no, I totally believe too. Anybody who's been married 47 years has to have an angel.
Maybe a couple. So what's next for you?
Well, we're expanding our programs, and I'm not going to try to make it Angel Hair for Kids or Kids Lifeline any better. We're just going to continue what we're doing and reach more children, because there's a lot of kids out there that need our help. And we can be found, just Google Angel Hair for Kids, Google A Child's Voice Foundation, and you'll find us. So, if you want to donate your hair, fine. If you want to donate your money, if you just want to talk, we're here. And I guess I'll be doing this until I'm 90. I don't know.
Well, we hope so. And just tell us again how people can find you, the website.
The website is www.acvf.ca, but if you Google Angel Hair, you'll find us.
Okay.
Google Angel Hair, but our Facebook page is Angel Hair for Kids. A lot of really cool pictures on there. And there will be one of Nikki and me on there.
Awesome. Roslyn Yearwood, everyone. Thank you so much.
Oh, my hands are so sweaty.
Thank you. You're amazing. We'll be back.
This man wears many hats. He is super talented, and he's got an incredible story to share with you. He's an author, he's an educator, and he's also a rep with the Raptors. Please welcome Kerwin Liverpool to the show. So we met not too long ago at an award show in June, and it's amazing when I believe in serendipity. You bump into someone, and then the conversation turns from a few words to an invitation to the show, and follow up, and more conversation, and more sharing. And I'm learning some amazing things about you. So let's tell everyone what I know about the character of a man you are. Tell us about your beginning.
Grew up, born and raised in Jane and Finch, Toronto. My mother.
Anybody from Jane and Finch here? Make some noise.
Yes.
All right.
My mother migrated from Jamaica, and my dad migrated from Guyana. And, they came to Canada, tried to get a better life. But for circumstances and situations, my dad left, had to do his own thing, and departed, and left me and my two brothers and my mother to try to figure it out. And, in Canada, we play basketball in the inner city. In Brazil, they play soccer. In Hong Kong, they play ping pong. But basketball was a passion in our community, and using that as a platform, got an opportunity to play basketball at Eastern Commerce. Early in the 90s, there was a predominant basketball school. Jamal McGlure, who was able to graduate from Eastern Commerce, get a scholarship to Kentucky, and played in the NBA, and now is an ambassador for the Raptors. So that was the things that we leaned upon to try to excel and be great in that arena. So for some circumstance, because of my friends and influence, got caught up with my friends and got a criminal record. So I wasn't able to go to the States, but still able to get a scholarship and try to pursue basketball in the East Coast and the Maritimes.
Okay, yeah. That takes some kind of fortitude of will, definitely. So then you take all this experience and you go to school and you get your degree and become a teacher. What grades do you teach?
This year, my assignment is I teach grade 4 or 5, junior grades, and just letting the kids know all the kids love basketball. They just love basketball. But
what area do you teach?
The school that I'm presently teaching at is Charles E. Webster at Keelan Eglinton.
Okay.
And the challenge for the kids that are so passionate about basketball is having that balance of taking their education seriously. Even me in high school, I love basketball so much that if it wasn't for my coaches, and those coaches helped us to train hard, but also take our education seriously so that we had the grades necessary to actually play. And if it wasn't for those coaches, I wouldn't be here today. And a lot of these kids don't have those coaches to build those relationships, to actually get the actual information to pour into them, so it's necessary so they can make those decisions, either it's right or left.
Okay, that's very important. Now you're teaching the younger grades. And I also come from a background of education, a teacher for many years. There's been a change happening in the development of children, socially and emotionally. I see a shift happening, and it's not for the better. There's something missing, and you're working front line. So can you identify what that is?
When I was growing up, in our community, we were able to have conversations face to face. And now with technology and social media, and parents safeguarding their kids so much, they don't give them an opportunity to let them, quote unquote, spread their wings. Their challenge is building those proper relationships. And when I mean proper relationships, I mean pouring into the vessel the proper nutrients so they can grow and actually grow and make mistakes. We were able to make mistakes and learn from our mistakes, and it didn't cost us. But nowadays, these kids make mistakes and it costs them their life, whether it be through violence, whether it be drinking too much, whether it be hanging out, staying out too late. All these little things are not, you don't come back from those mistakes. We're on the playground, we got bumps and bruises. But these kids are, hanging out, not even drinking and driving. They're just making these drastic decisions that are life-ending. And the education piece, doesn't matter what it is, that is the foundation of everything you do on the platform.
That's a really good point. And also, I noticed too, there's a lot of girl hate. It seems to be on the rise. It's coming out. A lot of girls bullying girls.
In the elementary panel, bullying is on the rise.
Yeah.
Bullying.
It would seem opposite because there's more awareness.
Right.
But there's still a bubbling of bullying. It's not going away.
And I go back to those relationships. A lot of these kids don't have an outlet to go to, an outlet where they can actually be transparent with other people and be vulnerable to the process. A lot of people see the end result, i.e. success, but they don't know the process of how to get to success. They just want to see the end result.
So then they need to be equipped with the proper skills, and that's interpersonal communication is what they're missing.
Correct.
Okay. So then we need people like yourself to come in and to groom them, right? To give them the skills. Do you think a lot of the things that are happening that are going wrong is because there's an absence of male leaders, male mentors in the community?
In our community, I didn't even know what it was like to have a father. And directly or indirectly, I didn't realize the impact that it had on me, my brothers, and my friends. And I didn't even know what a mentor was. It was just these individuals that were older than me, saw something in me, and groomed me, and helped me, and built me up to a point where I can be independent. And realizing being a teacher, working with the Raptors, being in real estate, being a published author, all these individuals in their arenas saw value in me and groomed me to a point where now I'm able to be that individual for somebody else. And not being present is the most damaging thing you could do to focusing on boys, talking about boys specifically, is the most damaging thing you can do to that boy when you're absent.
Okay. All right. So you've written a book. Let's talk about that, The Rise.
The Rise from Poverty to Prosperity. This book was about a young boy who grew up in the inner city of the city of Toronto that loved the game of basketball, but got a criminal record, but then started to rise and rise above, went to university, and not only did he graduate, but he became valedictorian and came back to the city of Toronto to pursue his dream of working in the private sector of the Toronto Raptors, and then going back to Teachers College to be an educator, to give back to the next generation, and realizing to share that individual's story was something that I needed to put pen to paper with. I realized that I had an obligation not only to myself and my family, but also to my community, and realizing that I had the platform to share that story. So I connected with a couple of my mentors, and 2 years ago we launched it in April 2014 when the Toronto Raptors started making their playoff run, even though they lost. But
they worked so hard.
they
They made
worked so
us
hard.
proud.
And
Didn't they?
They worked so hard
They
and
made a
us proud.
difference.
And that story where I go out to speak to individuals, whether it be, community groups or corporate groups, where we talk about the acronym DREAM: dedication, responsibility, education, attitude, and motivation. And when you use that acronym DREAM, not only can you come out of the first round, but you can go to the conference finals.
I love that. Okay. Kerwin, where can people get the book and know more about you?
You can pick up the book at anywhere, any chapters, Indigo, Barnes & Nobles, as well as kerwinliverpool.com. And for all the authors out there, the Canadian authors, in Canada, a bestseller is 5,000, and we're at the 2,500 mark, hard and soft cover. So we're trying to make sure that we get 5,000 books out to all the young boys and girls, not only in the communities, but in Canada at large.
Thank you. Kerwin, you're a blessing. Thank you so much.
Blessings.
Kerwin Liverpool, everybody.
Blessings.
Thank you. We'll be back. Right. Joining us now is a personal empowerment coach, and she's also co-author of Who's Gonna Stop Us Now? Please welcome Sara Rahimi to the show.
Thank you.
Looking lovely. How are you?
You look good.
You good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Having a good time here?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You
Music, fun, amazing people.
You've been to the show a few times too. Yeah.
Twice.
Twice.
Yes,
Awesome.
twice before.
Yeah. So, tell me about where you're from originally. You've immigrated from
Iran.
Iran. Okay.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been here?
I actually moved here in 2010.
Okay.
So basically, I've been here for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was the transition like for you?
Not easy.
No, it's not easy, is it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't easy. Basically, when I moved here, the first couple of years, it wasn't easy at all for me. I went through a lot of changes. I went through a very tough divorce, and my mom passed away. And you move to a new country with a new culture.
Did you come here to start over? Was that the intention?
I came here to live, to follow my dreams and have my freedom. Back home living in Iran, it's totally different, right? It's a different culture. So when I came here, again, it was very tough. The first couple of years, it was very tough, and I was this close to get into depression, and I just wanted to move back. And I say, what am I doing here? And especially, it's tough when you're settled in your country and you move to a new country. I was 34, 35. I wasn't a teenager, so it wasn't easy. I had a very comfortable life back home. But I went through a lot, and it wasn't easy at all for me. So I just wanted to go back, but I decided to stay. I overcame all the challenges and the tough time, and I kind of transitioned. So.
And here you are.
Yay!
The Nikki Clarke Show, Woodbine Mall.
Yes, who's going to
You are
stop
a
us
conqueror.
now?
And who's going to stop us now? Nobody. So now you empower others.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
An empowerment coach.
Yes. So basically, and my background is totally different. As you said that you were a teacher. In Iran, the goal is to become a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer, and I studied medical laboratory science. I worked in a lab for a few years, but it wasn't me. I was a people person. I needed to be around people, not with a microscope for the whole day. So I switched to teaching English, ESL, English as a second language especially. I loved it. I loved English, and I knew that I was, moving to Canada, and I wanted to improve my English, so why not? And I taught English for a few years here, actually, and it was my dream come true. But then after a while, I just needed something more, and I wanted to better myself. And I wanted to to inspire and impact more lives. I think I learned that from my mom. I've always been to, self-help, psychology,
Right.
self-improvement, and that's what my mom used to do. She had her own self-help, self-improvement classes back home in Iran. So I've always been into that, and I loved it. So I had no idea what I really wanted to do, but I just knew that that would be something related to life coaching and, empowering other women and inspiring other people. So I came up, I searched, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I did my homework, and I finally came up with the School of Online Business and then the Academy of Coaching Cognition. And I thought, you know what, this is exactly what I need. I help myself to overcome all the challenges for the past few years. So I had the experience, and now I needed the skills and the training to help other people. So that's why I took all these courses, and then I got certified, and here I am.
Fantastic. So who comes to see you? Who are your clients?
My clients usually they're mostly women, and when they come to me, they are overwhelmed. They're stuck.
Overwhelmed.
They're
Okay.
overwhelmed. They're stuck. They're overwhelmed maybe because they can't make decisions, or maybe they don't know what their life goals are, or maybe they know what their life goals are, but they don't know how to get there, how to follow their dreams, or they don't know how to take action. So basically, I help them to pass their fears and overcome all those challenges and move forward and take actions and step out of their comfort zone. That's exactly what I did myself, stepping out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you led by example, because you already knew
Yes,
the
that's
process.
actually, that's my motto, lead by example.
Fantastic. And you're also involved in another book. You wrote a chapter for another book.
So I wrote a chapter in this book. This is, I actually had the privilege to work with Mary. She's here. And
Mary Hargill, everybody.
Mary Hargill.
She's coming on the shows very soon. We'll hear her story.
Yeah, and a group of amazing other women. So basically, the book is a collection of 15 inspiring stories from women who basically survived all these life-changing experiences. My story is called Flight of Courage, and again, it's about self-love, my journey to self-love and self-acceptance and overcoming fears and all the challenges in the past few years that I had. Here we are, yeah.
Before we go, can you just look into the audience lens and just speak to someone who may be feeling stuck in their personal life? How would they be able to overcome? How can you empower them?
Okay, so I would give you actually an example about what I did myself, because again, Charmaine is sitting here, and it's very interesting that how we met again here. The first year that I came here, it was very, very tough for me, and I was stuck. I couldn't make decisions. I wanted to go back, and I was very close to get into depression, but then I asked for help. I asked for help, and I found landmark classes and courses. And these are, a lot of self-help and self-improvement courses that you take. And so for anyone who's stuck, basically, I would say just ask for help. Go to someone who has had the same experience, who've been in your shoes, and they can help you with that, So that's what I did, and that's what I just recommend
Because there's no shame in your story.
No,
unleashing the story can actually heal you in many ways.
Yes, exactly. There is no shame. There is no shame. I believe that we are all stuck because we are afraid to take the next step. But as soon as we take the first step and step into the unknown, amazing things happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. And where can people find you, Sara?
Well, I'm on Instagram, Sara Rahimi, Life Coaching. I'm on Facebook. I have my business page and my personal page, and on website www.lifecoaching.com.
I want to thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much.
You
Thank
inspire
you.
us all.
Thank
Sara
you.
Rahimi, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back. I don't need you to love me. I don't need you to love. I've got my sister. I can feel her now. She may not be here. She's still mine, I know. She still loves me. Got my children, I can't hold them now. They may not be here, but they still mine, I know. They know I still love them. Got my house, it still keep the cold out. Got my chair when my body can't hold out. Got my hands doing good like they supposed to. Showing my heart to the folks that I'm close to. Got my eyes, though they don't see as far now. They see more about how things really are now. I'm gonna take a deep breath. Gonna hold my head up. Gonna put my shoulders back and look you straight in the eye. I'm gonna flirt with somebody when they walk by. I'm gonna sing
everybody. Standing ovation. Beautiful. Where can people find you, Samantha?
Website's still up and running. Little kinks there, but Facebook's always a good way, Samantha Walks, or email sam@samwalks.com. Thank you.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for being here. It's a wrap. Thank you. This has been the Nikki Clarke Show. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Tell people what happens here. We try to transform lives one story at a time. And you can see where you can watch the show online and on TV. And we also have the radio segments available Monday to Friday on wearehotline.net out of New York City from 11 a.m. to noon. So there's always a way where you can be inspired and be uplifted and educated all at once. So thank you very much for your attention. And I just want to say thank you to the crew, Ade and Wisha and Justin and Ferdinand and the crew, DJ Ron John, Daniel and DJ Dom and Michelle Barker, thank you very much. Woodbine Mall, the sponsors, Me Plus, if you like this outfit, Me Plus is one of the stores here. And thank you. It's been a blessed evening, and I know I've been changed tonight by all the stories, so thank you for being here.